Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Varsa Williams and with me is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. Nationwide second phase COVID-19 vaccination drive to cover senior citizens and people above 45 years with comorbidities begins. Registration for vaccination opens at www.cowin.gov.in. Prime Minister Narendra Modi gets vaccinated at AIIMS, New Delhi, appeals to people to come forward for vaccination to make the country corona-free. Prime Minister says India of 21st century needs post-harvest revolution and value addition amid increasing agriculture production. Empowerment of small farmers, only way to help agriculture sector to overcome current challenges, says Prime Minister. National COVID-19 recovery rate reaches 97.07%. Bidding for telecom spectrum auction to commence from today. Last date for filing of GST returns for 2019-20 fiscal extended till 31st of this month. Budget sessions of Maharashtra, Gujarat and Punjab assemblies begin today. UAE welcomes the declaration of a ceasefire between India and Pakistan along the line of control and other sectors. And Nomadland and Borat's subsequent movie film emerge as the big winners at the 78th edition of the Golden Globe Awards. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these three simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. The nationwide COVID-19 vaccination phase to cover senior citizens and people above 45 years with comorbidities has begun today. The registration for vaccination opened at 9 this morning at www.cowin.gov.in. Citizens can register and book an appointment for vaccination anytime and anywhere using the CoWin 2.0 portal or through other IT applications such as Arogya Setu. The vaccine will be administered free of cost at 10,000 government hospitals to these groups, while the cost of the vaccine at around 20,000 private vaccination centers will be borne by the people. Private hospitals can charge up to 250 rupees per dose of COVID-19 vaccine during the vaccination drive. The Union Health Ministry has said the states have been given freedom to use all private hospitals empanelled under state government health insurance schemes as COVID vaccination centers. The states can also use health facilities of all PSUs and all government health facilities as COVID vaccination centers. Our correspondent has filed this report.
The eligible persons will be able to register at the CoWin 2.0 portal. The user can log in at the portal with OTP from their registered mobile number. With one mobile number, a person can register as many as 4 beneficiaries. To avail online registration, the citizens can use photo identity documents like Aadhaar card, electoral photo identity card, passport, driving license, PAN card, NPR smart card and pension document with photographs. The citizens can schedule themselves to the available time slots for vaccination at nearby COVID vaccination centers. Citizens can download the confirmation of the appointment and it will also be shared through SMS on their registered mobile number. The government has identified 20 specified comorbidities that will prioritize individuals for the COVID-19 vaccination. They include heart failure with hospital admission in past 1 year, post-cardiac transplant, kidney and liver transplant recipient or on wait list, leukemia, lymphoma, HIV infection, diabetes and hypertension, on treatment and severe respiratory disease with hospitalization in the last 2 years. With a view to strengthen the COVID vaccination capacity significantly, large number of private facilities is being involved in this vaccination drive. Around 10,000 private hospitals impaneled under Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, 687 hospitals impaneled under CGHS and other private hospitals impaneled under state government health insurance schemes can participate as COVID vaccination centers. With Dipendra Anand Kumar, AIR News, Delhi.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today took the first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine at AIIMS in New Delhi. In a tweet, Mr. Modi appealed to all those who are eligible to take the vaccine. He said it is remarkable how our doctors and scientists have worked in quick time to strengthen the global fight against COVID-19. The Prime Minister said, "Let us together make India COVID-19 free." Sister P. Niveda from Puducherry administered Covaxin to Mr. Modi.
मेरा नाम निवेदा है। मैं पौंडीचेरी से बिलोंग करती हूँ। एम्स में 3 साल से काम कर रही हूँ। आज सुबह पता चला पीएम सर आ रहे वैक्सीनेशन के लिए। सर को वैक्सीनेट करने के लिए मुझे बुलाया गया था। सर से मिलकर अच्छा लगा। सर को भारत बायोटेक की कोवैक्सीन दिया गया है फर्स्ट डोज। अभी 28 डेज में सेकेंड डोज पेंडिंग है। बात हुई सर से। वैक्सीन देने के बाद सर ने बोला लगा भी दिए, पता भी नहीं चला।
The Prime Minister was seen wearing a gamcha of Assam, which is symbolic of blessings of women from Assam. The Prime Minister went to AIIMS without any route on the roads early in the morning to avoid inconvenience to people. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu was also administered vaccination in Chennai. Talking to AIR News, Niti Aayog member and chairperson of National COVID-19 Task Force, Dr. V.K. Paul said, along with government facilities, private facilities will also be engaged for the comfort of the people. Director in AIIMS, Dr. Randeep Gulere, explained the process of vaccination at government and private centres.
60 साल की उम्र ज्यादा हो या 45 साल से की उम्र ज्यादा हो और जिसको कोमॉर्बिडिटीज हो, वो कोविन ऐप के थ्रू भी अपने आप को रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं या देख सकते हैं कि उनका नाम ऑलरेडी उस ऐप में रजिस्टर्ड है या नहीं है। और रजिस्ट्रेशन होने के लिए वो अपना जो फोटो आइडेंटिटी कार्ड है उसके साथ अपने आप को रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं। लेकिन कई लोग ऐसे हैं जिनके पास स्मार्टफोन नहीं हो, तो वो जो वैक्सीनेशन साइट्स पे हैं वहां पे जाके अपने आप को वॉक इन करके कागज है वो साथ ले जाएं, फोटो आई कार्ड साथ ले जाएं, वहां पर भी उनको रजिस्टर किया जाएगा। उनका पूरा डेटा जो है वो कोविन ऐप में अपलोड किया जाएगा। जो बुजुर्ग लोग हैं जो गांव में रहते हैं जिनके मुश्किल होगी आने के लिए, उसमें वॉलंटियर्स और वहां गांव में जो लोग हैं वो भी हेल्प करेंगे उनकी रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए और उनको वैक्सीन साइट पे लाने के लिए। इसका भी इंतजाम किया जा रहा है।
Dr. V.K. Paul spoke about the private facilities engaged for the vaccination.
The effort to vaccinate will not only now involve limited number of private facilities that were engaged so far. In addition to the government facilities, we will be now engaging more private facilities. This will increase the speed and the comfort for the citizens to receive COVID-19 vaccination. You must remember that if you are willing to receive vaccination in government facility, it will be all free. If you go to the designated private facilities, you will be paying rupees 250 per dose. Either way, the effort is now to make sure designated groups receive COVID-19 vaccination quickly, safely, and in a very smooth, comfortable manner.
In Tamil Nadu, hospitals have started administering vaccine to people above 60 years. Our Chennai correspondent reports that district electoral officers inaugurated the vaccination drive at government hospitals. In the Union Territory of Puducherry, the second round of COVID-19 vaccination drive began today. More from a correspondent. Odisha joins the nation today in rolling out the second phase of COVID-19 vaccination with the target to vaccinate senior and other eligible citizens. Taking his first vaccine jab, Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik has appealed to the people of the state to come forward to get vaccinated.
In a tweet after getting vaccinated, Chief Minister Mr. Patnaik has expressed his gratefulness to the scientists and the healthcare professionals for their race against time to deliver vaccines to the people. Commenting on Prime Minister Narendra Modi taking the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine today, Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has said that this will instill confidence in all those who are eligible to take the vaccine. Prime Minister's proactive leadership and deft handling of the COVID-19 situation has united India like never before, tweeted the minister. Girish Chandra Das, AIR News, Bhubaneswar.
The country's COVID-19 recovery rate has reached 97.07%. With the last 24 hours, more than 11,000 COVID patients have recovered. The total number of recoveries has gone up to over 1 crore 7 lakh. Health Ministry said the actual caseload currently comprises only 1.52% of the total positive cases. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is around 1,68,000. During the past 24 hours, 15,510 new cases were reported, taking the total number of positive cases in the country to over 1 crore 10 lakh. The ministry said currently India's case fatality rate is at 1.41%, which is one of the lowest globally. During the last 24 hours, 106 deaths were reported, taking the toll to 1,68,627. According to the Indian Council of Medical Research, more than 6,27,000 tests were conducted during the last 24 hours. The total number of samples tested so far has reached 21 crore 68 lakh.
In Madhya Pradesh, the number of active corona cases in the state increased to 2,785. COVID positivity rate is 2.2%. More from our Bhopal correspondent.
In Madhya Pradesh, 363 new cases of corona have cropped up in the state, while 243 patients have recovered from infection. 165 new cases have come up in Indore and 49 in Bhopal. With one patient succumbing to the infection, the death toll increased to 3,864. Meanwhile, State Health Minister Dr. Prabhuram Chaudhary said that the state ranks second in the country in COVID-19 vaccination of the first dose of healthcare and frontline workers. Vaccination of 71,62,000 senior citizens of the state has been started from today in the second phase. Pooja P. Vardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
A total of 197 fresh cases of COVID-19 were recorded in Delhi during the last 24 hours, taking the total number of affected people in the city to over 6,39,000. The Delhi government has said over 6,27,000 people have recovered from the infection so far. In the last 24 hours, 168 people have recovered and one death was reported in the city. Presently, the total number of active cases in Delhi is 1,335. In Bihar, all schools of class 1st to 5th were opened from today. Schools were closed since March the 14th last year due to the corona pandemic. Earlier, schools of class 9th to 12th and class 6th to 8th were opened from the 4th of January and the 8th of February, respectively. Chief Secretary Arun Kumar Singh said schools have to follow COVID protocols.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Nationwide second phase COVID-19 vaccination drive to cover senior citizens and people above 45 years with comorbidities begins. Registration for vaccination opens at www.cowin.gov.in. Prime Minister Narendra Modi gets vaccinated at AIMS New Delhi, appeals to people to come forward for vaccination to make the country corona-free. Prime Minister says India of the 21st century needs post-harvest revolution and value addition amid increasing agriculture production. Empowerment of small farmers only way to help agriculture sector to overcome current challenges, says Prime Minister. National COVID-19 recovery rate reaches 97.07%. Bidding for telecom spectrum auction to Commons from today. Last date for filing of GST returns for 2019-20 fiscal extended till 31st of this month. Budget sessions of Maharashtra, Gujarat and Punjab assemblies begin today. UAE welcomes the declaration of ceasefire between India and Pakistan along the line of control and other sectors. Nomadland and Borat subsequent movie film emerge as the big winners at the 78th edition of the Golden Globe Awards. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Welcome back to the Midday News. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that India of the 21st century needs a post-harvest or food processing revolution and value addition amid increasing agriculture production. The Prime Minister was speaking at a webinar today on the steps taken for the agriculture sector in this year's Union Budget.
लगातार बढ़ते हुए कृषि उत्पादन के बीच 21वीं सदी में भारत को पोस्ट हार्वेस्ट क्रांति या फिर फूड प्रोसेसिंग क्रांति और वैल्यू एडिशन की आवश्यकता है. देश के लिए बहुत अच्छा होता अगर ये काम 2-3 दशक पहले ही कर लिया गया होता. अब हमें जो समय बीत गया है उसकी भरपाई तो करनी ही करनी है. आने वाले दिनों के लिए भी अपनी तैयारी और अपनी तेजी को बढ़ाना है.
Mr. Modi said at present we have to focus most on processing in every sector of agriculture.
आज हमें एग्रीकल्चर के हर सेक्टर में हर खाद्यान्न, हर सब्जी, फल, फिशरीज सभी में प्रोसेसिंग पर सबसे ज्यादा फोकस करना है और प्रोसेसिंग की व्यवस्था उसे सुधारने के लिए जरूरी है किसानों को अपने गांव के पास ही स्टोरेज की आधुनिक सुविधा मिले। खेत से प्रोसेसिंग यूनिट तक पहुंचने की व्यवस्था सुधारनी ही होगी। प्रोसेसिंग यूनिट की हैंड होल्डिंग फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मिलकर के करें। फूड प्रोसेसिंग क्रांति के लिए देश के किसानों के साथ ही देश के पब्लिक प्राइवेट कोऑपरेटिव सेक्टर को भी पूरी ताकत से सही दिशा में आगे आना होगा।
The Prime Minister stressed on the need to expand the country's agricultural sector and the global market for processed food.
आज ये समय की मांग है कि देश के किसान की उपज को बाजार में ज्यादा से ज्यादा विकल्प मिले। हमें देश के एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर का प्रोसेस्ड फूड के वैश्विक मार्केट में विस्तार करना ही होगा। हमें गांव के पास ही एग्रो इंडस्ट्रीज क्लस्टर की संख्या बढ़ानी होगी ताकि गांव के लोगों को गांव में ही खेती से जुड़े रोजगार मिल सके। ऑर्गेनिक क्लस्टर्स, एक्सपोर्ट क्लस्टर, इसकी भी इसमें बहुत बड़ी भूमिका होगी। गांव से एग्रो बेस्ड प्रोडक्ट शहरों की तरफ जाएं और शहरों से दूसरे इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोडक्ट गांव पहुंचे, ऐसी स्थिति की तरफ हमें बढ़ना होगा।
The Prime Minister informed that 50% subsidy is being given on the transport of all fruits and vegetables by Kisan Rail under the Operation Greens scheme.
ऑपरेशन ग्रीन्स योजना के तहत किसान रेल के लिए सभी फलों और सब्जियों के परिवहन पर 50% सब्सिडी दी जा रही है। किसान रेल भी आज देश के कोल्ड स्टोरेज नेटवर्क का सशक्त माध्यम बनी है। ये किसान रेल छोटे किसानों, मछुआरों को बड़े बाजार और ज्यादा डिमांड वाले बाजार से जोड़ने में सफल हो रही है। बीते 6 महीने में ही करीब 350 किसान रेल चलाई जा चुकी हैं और इनके जरिए करीब करीब 1 लाख मैट्रिक टन फल और सब्जियां ट्रांसपोर्ट की जा चुकी हैं।
The Prime Minister also spoke on the steps taken for the agriculture sector in Union Budget 2021-22.
सरकार ने इस बार एग्रीकल्चर क्रेडिट टारगेट को बढ़ाकर 16,50,000 करोड़ रुपया कर दिया है। इसमें भी पशुपालन, डेयरी और फिशरीज सेक्टर को प्राथमिकता दी गई है। रूरल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फंड को भी बढ़ाकर 40,000 करोड़ रुपया कर दिया गया है। माइक्रो इरिगेशन फंड की भी राशि बढ़ाकर 2 गुना कर दी गई। ऑपरेशन ग्रीन स्कीम का दायरा बढ़ाकर अब 22 पेरिसेबल प्रोडक्ट्स तक का उसको कर दिया गया है। देश की 1000 और मंडियों को ई नाम से जोड़ने का फैसला लिया गया है। इन सारे ही निर्णयों में सरकार की सोच झलकती है, सरकार का इरादा महसूस होता है और साथ साथ सरकार के विजन का पता चलता है।
Mr. Modi said the government has taken several important steps in the past years, keeping in mind the needs of small farmers.
देश के छोटे किसानों को ध्यान में रखते हुए सरकार ने बीते वर्षों में अनेक महत्वपूर्ण निर्णय लिए हैं। इन छोटे किसानों की संख्या 12 करोड़ के करीब है और इन छोटे किसानों का एम्पावरमेंट ही भारतीय कृषि को अनेक परेशानियों से मुक्ति दिलाने में बहुत मदद करेगा। इतना ही नहीं, ग्रामीण इकोनॉमी का ड्राइविंग फोर्स भी वही बनेगा।
The 4th edition of the Prime Minister's Interaction Program, Pariksha Pe Charcha, will be held this month. The program will be held virtually. Through this program, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold a brainstorming session with school students, teachers and parents in connection with the upcoming examinations.
The registration process for the program is underway on MyGov platform and it will remain open till 14th of March. The participants of this program will be selected through an online competition on MyGov platform. The questions related to dealing with examination stress from school students of class 9 to 12 will be invited through the platform and selected questions will be featured in the program. About 2,000 school students, teachers and parents from all across the country are to be selected winners and there will be attractive prizes for the winners. Some of the winners will get the chance to ask a question to Prime Minister. The selected participants will be taking part in the program online from their respective state and union territory headquarters and will be presented with a special Pariksha Pe Charcha kit. With Dipendra Kumar, Suparna Saikya, IR News, Delhi.
Vaishnav Agarwal, a student of class 12th from Maharashtra who had participated in last year's Pariksha Pe Charcha program, while sharing her experience, said that during the interaction, the Prime Minister not only cleared her doubts but also gave suggestions to overcome the exam stress.
I am Vaishnav Agarwal from class 12, KV Kanti, Maharashtra. Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji in Pariksha Pe Charcha 2020 program had not only cleared the doubt but also gave the suggestion to overcome with it, which greatly impressed me.
The budget session of the Maharashtra legislature began today. The session, which began in the shadow of the spike in COVID-19 cases in the state, opposition party leaders worked out from the Vidhan Sabha in the very first hour of the proceedings of the issue of the statutory development boards for Vidarbha and Marathwada region. On the other hand, Congress MLAs of the ruling Maha Vikas Aghadi entered the premises of the Vidhan Bhavan riding bicycles to protest against the hike in petrol, diesel prices, and the opposition party came down heavily on the protest and termed it as a stunt by the ruling party. The budget session of Punjab Vidhan Sabha started today with Governor's address. The budget estimates will be presented on March 5th. When Governor Shri VP Singh Badnor started addressing the state legislature, the MLAs of Shiromani Akali Dal SAD, Lok Insaf Party LIP and Aam Aadmi Party AAP started raising the farmers' issue, obstructing his address. In Gujarat, a month-long budget session of the State Assembly begins today. Sessions begins with the address of Governor Acharya Devvrat to the House. Deputy Chief Minister Nitin Patel, who holds the portfolio of Finance Ministry, will table the budget on the 3rd of March. AIR Ahmedabad correspondent reports that the session will continue till the 1st of April.
Apart from the governor's address, the obituary for the departed members of the House and other dignitaries also passed in the House on the first day today. The House will observe holiday tomorrow due to counting of votes for the local bodies elections. Deputy Chief Minister Nitin Patel will present the state budget on 3rd March. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, the entire budget will be paperless. Mr. Patel, who also holds the portfolio of Finance Ministry, had already launched Gujarat Budget mobile application last week. All government officials, legislators and other concerned persons can access budgetary provisions on their mobile phones. Yogesh Pandya, Air News, Ahmedabad.
Ministry of Finance has extended the due date for furnishing of the annual returns GSTR 9 and GSTR 9C for the financial year 2019-20 till the 31st of this month. In a statement, the Finance Ministry said the due date was extended with the approval of the Election Commission of India. The Ministry said the decision to this effect was taken in view of the difficulties expressed by the taxpayers in meeting this time limit. The bidding for telecom spectrum auction will commence from today. It will be conducted online. Communication Ministry has said that the auction will be held for spectrum in 700 MHz, 800 MHz, 900, 1800, 2100, 2300 and 2500 MHz frequency bands. The spectrum will be offered for assignment for validity period of 20 years. A total of over 2,251 MHz is being offered with total valuation of more than 3,92,332 crore rupees.
The India-Australia bilateral relationship has undergone evolution in the recent years, developing along the positive track into a strategic partnership. In an exclusive interview with AIR News, Australia's High Commissioner to India, Mr. Barry O'Farrell, thanked the Indian diaspora for the contribution to the development of Australia.
Australia is home to citizens who have come from many countries around the world, and I don't know that there is a more peaceful nor productive community that arrived on Australia's shores than those from India. And during those bushfires, the Sikh community in Australia does what it does all over the world, which is when there's a crisis, it gets out there and feeds people. And it fed a lot of volunteer firefighters as they fought those dramatic fires more than 40 months ago. That Australia is thankful for and will continue to recognise in many ways the contribution that India and Indians are making to the development of our country.
The United Arab Emirates yesterday welcomed the declaration of a ceasefire between India and Pakistan along the line of control and other sectors, calling it an important step towards achieving security, stability and prosperity in the region. In a statement, the UAE Foreign Ministry affirmed that Abu Dhabi has close historical ties with New Delhi and Islamabad, and that it commends the efforts of the two countries to reach this achievement.
The International Women's Day falls on the 8th of March. Starting from today, All India Radio News will bring you stories of women achievers from diverse fields. India has one of the highest number of female graduates in science, technology, engineering and mathematics, STEM, as compared to other developed nations. We bring you the story of Dr. Purnima Jalihal, a senior scientist who heads the Energy and Freshwater Group in National Institute of Ocean Technology under the Ministry of Earth Sciences.
Dr. Jalihal, a minority in the field of offshore, has many firsts in her name. She coordinated the first ever ocean thermal gradient-based desalination plant at Kavaratti Islands in Lakshadweep. Talking to All India Radio News, Dr. Jalihal explained how the plant has eased the life of locals who are facing challenges due to the quality of drinking water.
Ocean actually has a temperature gradient, that is the surface water is warmer than the deeper waters, and this temperature gradient can be used to make fresh water out of the sea water. This technology we actually implemented in a place called Kavaratti in Lakshadweep in the year 2005. It became very successful, and subsequently we have put it up in more islands in Lakshadweep, and we have also scaled up and demonstrated it in other locations. So this actually improves the health of the islanders, and it has totally indigenous, and it is actually much easier to run and operate than the normal reverse osmosis plants that we see around us today.
Dr. Jalihal was awarded the Vishwakarma Medal in 2006 by the Indian National Science Academy. Apart from this, Dr. Jalihal is currently engaged in several other clean and green energy projects.
We also can make power out of the temperature gradient, and this is called OTEC. And right now we are working on a project where the same thermal desalination that we have been doing in Lakshadweep, we are going to power one plant using the energy from the ocean itself. That is, OTEC will be used to power the desalination, so that we don't have a dependency on the diesel generators, and this will be a clean and green form of energy.
Dr. Jalihal believes that women can rise to the higher positions with self-belief and determination. Diksha Saxena, AIR News, Delhi.
At the 70th edition of the Golden Globe Awards, Nomadland and Borat's subsequent movie film emerged as the big winners. Nomadland won the award for Best Drama Film, and its director Chloe Zhao was named Best Director, becoming only the second female winner of the category in the Globe's history after Barbara Streisand in 1983.
We shared a few of the best moments from the 5 films nominated for Best Motion Picture Drama.
And the Golden Globe goes to Nomadland!
Okay. First of all, thank you, my fellow nominees, for your beautiful, beautiful movies. I'm speechless. Thank you. And Jessica Buder, who wrote the book Nomadland, just thank you for your passion, and you started our journey.
Borat's subsequent movie film, the sequel to the 2006 hugely successful Borat, was named Best Musical or Comedy Film. The Crown won 4 prizes, including Best Drama Series. Josh O'Connor won acting prize for his performance as Prince Charles, while Emma Corrin won award for her performance as Princess Diana in the film.
Here are the nominees for Best Performance by an Actress in a Television Series Drama.
Olivia Colman, The Crown. Jodie Comer, Killing Eve. Emma Corrin, The Crown. Laura Linney, Ozark. Sarah Paulson, Ratched.
And the Golden Globe goes to Emma Corrin, The Crown.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, DHFBA, for this incredible honor.
Now a look at the weather update for the day. National capital Delhi will have mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature was around 12 degrees Celsius. Maximum will be 30. Jammu will have mainly clear sky. Srinagar will also have a mainly clear sky. Expected to become partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Leh will have a mainly clear sky too. Minimum temperature was -9 degrees Celsius. Maximum will be 7. Gilgit will have mainly clear sky, along with Muzaffarabad also. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Nationwide second phase COVID-19 vaccination drive to cover senior citizens and people above 45 years with comorbidities begins Prime Minister Narendra Modi gets vaccinated at AIIMS, New Delhi, appeals to people to come forward for vaccination to make the country corona-free. Prime Minister says India of 21st century needs post-harvest revolution and value addition amid increasing agriculture production. Empowerment of small farmers, only way to help agriculture sector to overcome current challenges, says Prime Minister. National COVID-19 recovery rate reaches 97.07%. Bidding for telecom spectrum auction to commence from today. And with that, we end the midday news.